See, I have asked one question regarding Operation All Clear. In fact, the first topic is Operation All Clear. It's not from current affairs. Okay, but it is very important, and the reason it is very important is that that has its implication on the static portion. And from the static portions, the question will come. This is how UPSC or your state PCS examination also functions. So there is Operation All Clear. This operation was performed by Bhutan Royal Army. Okay, Royal Army of Bhutan. Okay, and this was first such operation performed by the Royal Army of Bhutan. Okay, it was against the Assam separatist group. Okay, almost three groups were very active at that point of time, and the most active one was Ulfa, which was formed in Shivsagar. Okay, so this group was very active, and after 2009, when Sheikh Hasina came in Bangladesh, so she cooperated with Indian government and she ensured, okay, that these separatist groups which were functioning against India are flushed out of Bangladesh. Okay, so all its major members has been arrested by India, but its chief, the chief of this was Paresh Barwa. The chief of this group was Paresh Barwa, and he is today in Myanmar. And Myanmar borders with India is dominated by tribal armies. Okay, it is not only dominated by the army of Myanmar, but also by the tribal forces over there. For example, there is also one group known as Arakan Independent Army Group, which is also very, it is also one of the reason why majority of people belonging to Chu Jin community are coming into Manipur and Mizoram. Okay, they have fraternity, bond of fraternity or brotherhood with the cookies. Okay, as cookies has with the Mizo. Okay, so they are being tortured by that very army, and this Paresh Barwa has very good relationship with China. Okay, so this question, Operation All Clear, may come in your examination either in prelims or in mains. Okay, if it does not comes in your prelims, in mains you can write it how India has developed such kind of mechanism with its neighboring country to flush out separatist. Okay, see, China, you can blame China on many front, but China has never directly supported extremist group in any country. Okay, China has never done it in a very broad daylight, in a flashy manner. They might have provided them with guns, ammunition through ISI. Okay, not supporting them directly. So this could be a possible question in either your prelims or in mains examination. So remember, Operation All Clear, and also 20 years completion has happened. And we know whatever 20 years, 30 years or 50 years completion is there, it's important from examination point of view. So next topic. This is today's news. Okay, and it is also important from your prelims examination point of view. It is about Vishanu Yuddha Abhyas. So what is Vishanu? Any idea what is Vishanu? See, germs in Hindi are known as Vishanu. It can be virus. Okay. So Vishanu Yudh means war. Abhyas means exercise. Okay. So this is a mock drill on seeing whether we are prepared for another pandemic or not. Why this is important? See, pandemic is also a result of globalization. Globalization. Okay. The world has become a global village. So whatever is happening in Africa, it may happen in India in no point of time. It can happen immediately. Who knows? Okay. So that's the reason one has to understand that we have to be prepared for another pandemic, and this another looming pandemic may possibly be monkeypox or mpox. It has been named as monkeypox or mpox. Mpox. So it is a viral disease. Okay, and outbreak has happened in Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay, so we are checking our preparedness. Okay, so in this preparedness, what we are doing, we have prepared a national joint outbreak response team. Okay, who are members of this national joint outbreak response team? See, these kind of nomenclatures you should remember for your mains examination. Many of you are asking me by sending messages, sir, how to prepare for mains. There is no separate preparation for prelims and mains. Let me tell you, your prelims examination is damn easy. You just go through last 2007 to 2020 question paper. Okay, no question in history, polity, and science will be outside it. Take it from me. Either it will come directly from the question or indirectly from the question. You have to read that question objectively. Okay. So for mains, what and current affairs, I'm teaching you. So mains, you have to remember National Joint Outbreak Response Team. So who are the members of this? Expert on human health, animal husbandry, and wildlife sector. Why animal husbandry and wildlife sector? Majority of the viral disease which has potential to become a pandemic are zoonotic in nature. What is zoonotic disease? A disease which is transferred from animal to humans. Okay, so you have to remember Vishanu Yuddha Abhyas is regarding pandemic preparedness. Okay, so it will come under which ministry? Ministry of Health.
Mr. Nadda.
हाँ, JP Nadda is your Minister for Health. ठीक है यार, ये सब नाम याद रखा करो. No one will ask you, but you never know. Environment Minister, Health Minister, Railway Minister, Defense Minister, Foreign Minister, Finance Minister. You should remember at least the major ministry, Agriculture Minister. I have told you already, it focuses on zoonotic disease outbreaks. It provides valuable insight to inform future strategies for improving India's preparedness. ठीक है, बस इतना ही याद रखना है, बाकी जो है वो लिखने के लिए है आपके नोट्स में. ठीक है, हाँ, दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक. आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू. ठीक है, what is happening? See, China Africa Forum meet is going on. Okay, and India must track it. Why India must track it? See, देखो, इंडिया है, sorry, I'll have to change the pen. India, China, Africa. ठीक है, India is dependent on Africa for few things. Any one of you, can you give me certain idea on what thing India is dependent on Africa? See, India is the largest producer of pulses, but these pulses which we produce are not enough for our 1.5 billion population. आप लोगों को तो पता ही ना, आप लोग कितना डाइटिंग करते हो. ठीक है, so we have 1.5 billion population, though we are the largest pulses producing nation in the world. That is not enough. So from whom we will take? We will take it from Africa. So there are African countries, those who are providing us with food grains. Ethiopia is an example. Tanzania is another example. India is also importing from there oil. India is also importing oil from other countries such as Myanmar, such as Australia, such as Ukraine, such as Canada, such as Argentina. But we need to diversify our basket. Okay. More than that, what is hurting India is raw diamond. India is the largest exporter of what? Gems and jewelry. How many of you are married or planning to get married? Be prepared for this. Your would-be spouse, since I believe in gender equality, either male or female, may ask for 5 carat diamond. Okay. So what you will do? Will you not provide them a diamond from very good shop? That diamond must be natural also. Certain time the demand is such. Natural diamonds cost is relatively higher. Okay. So these natural diamonds comes from where? Africa. But the problem is China's domination in Africa has increased to such a level that majority of the mining companies involved in Africa are Chinese company. Prior to that, they were Russian company. And these Russian companies were more than willing to sell us raw diamond. But these companies, those who have ventured in Africa, are selling it back to China. And now China is giving tough competition to India. That's the reason in last year budget, which Nirmala Sitharaman gave, we said for lab grown diamond as well. That was a necessity for India to go ahead with lab grown diamond. So these kind of things are really challenging for India. Second, in Indian Ocean, there is vast amount of coastline of Africa. Okay. And these coastline, you will find that China is also trying to build ports, especially near Red Sea. Red Sea is nearer to what? Suez Canal. Okay. And India is doing, India's topmost trading partner is European Union. Okay. And from there, our goods will be going, right? And that will be very challenging if China has their military presence, which they already have, right? So we also need to keep African countries in good humor. Okay. So let's see few basic things which can be of really great help. I will explain you 2-3 things more so that you understand things in detail. Current affair classes should not be seen as a current affair classes alone. Okay. देखो, China's export to Africa amounts to $97 billion. African export to China is 69 billion. Surplus कितना है? Almost 30 billion surplus. $30 billion है. Just सोचो डॉलर में है वो. ठीक है? So, and 2/3 of the trade which China does with Africa is in raw material. Okay? See, India is also trying to build up semiconductor ecosystem. Why semiconductor ecosystem? Because it is believed that the future for India is manufacturing of electronics good. And manufacturing of electronic good requires why? What? They require semiconductor. So one of the important input for semiconductor is rare earth material. And this rare earth material is monopolized by China. Okay, this rare earth material is monopolized by China. And in order to get that material, we also need African country to be our side, because in future we are going to do what? We are going to create an ecosystem for chip creation. Already this year, Indian government has sanctioned 1.26 lakh crore. ठीक है? 1.26 lakh crore. ठीक है? For chip making initiative. Okay. So for that, raw material will also come from Africa. So for that also we need to have good relationship. So we need to go into areas where China is not good in Africa and also try to occupy those areas or give competition to China so that in Africa our presence is also felt. Okay. Now see what China is actually doing from Africa. See, China is world number 2 economy and is Africa's largest trading partner. Okay. It is world number 2 economy and Africa's largest trading partner. ठीक है. Or Africa is all about natural resources, copper, gold, lithium, and rare earth material. Gold is also very important. I will tell you why. Gold is important now for de-dollarization. I will explain you what is de-dollarization. Okay? The entire world wants to move away from dollar because dollar give by default monopoly to whom?
US.
US. So entire world wants to come up with some other currency, and that currency, if is linked towards gold, that currency's intrinsic value will go up, and they will have their demand in the world. What actually happened during World War I and II? Any idea how US become superpower in the world? See what US did during World War. I'm just trying to explain you why gold is important and what is de-dollarization. Do you want to listen, or I should just go ahead and explain China and Africa?
Sir, please explain.
ठीक है, देखो एक सेकेंड. वर्ल्ड इज मूविंग टुवर्ड्स de-dollarization. अभी मैं आपको शॉर्ट में बता देता हूं, बस समझना. रशिया के साथ जब वॉर हुआ यूक्रेन का, यूक्रेन, यूएस पुट sanction on Russia. So no one was able to do business with Russia except India. The only country which was given exception was India, not even Turkey. Though Turkey is a member of NATO, only India got exception. India ऐसे भी follow करने के चक्कर में नहीं था. Today our power on world is high. Why? Because we have got 1.5 billion people, so much of demand. So this is one of the biggest market in the world. No country want to lose it. So India started importing oil from Russia. China also provided help to Russia. They also started importing stuff. So what China told Russia that I will not give you in dollar. Let's do business in yen. Sorry, yen, not yuan. Yuan, right? Or yen. We'll have to check. Actually, the official currency for China is renminbi. Okay. Okay. So let's do business in Chinese currency, that is renminbi. Okay. So Russia was alarmed because no one should trust China. China has land boundary with 14 country and dispute with 23. तो आप समझ सकते हो किस तरह का कंट्री है वो. तो रशिया thought that why not let's talk to India, and India said okay, I will give you good amount of return in rupee. Why? Because India is also not having good amount of dollar reserve. Okay, we started giving rupee. So Russia is also alarmed because with rupee, what they will do? They'll have to buy back stuff from India only. But we said 60-40. Okay, 40% in dollar and 60% in rupee. This kind of arrangement was done because we don't have that much amount of dollar. Okay. So this type of arrangement was done. This gave idea to the countries like Japan, China, and Russia to go for de-dollarization. So in the world, which country has highest reserve for dollar? Any idea which country has highest reserve for dollar?
China.
Yes, China. Reserve for dollar. So China, when they have dollar, they have invested in USA fund market. Okay. So what China did is that they started selling their securities in the US market and getting back dollar. Okay, and from this dollar, they started buying gold. This was also done by Japan. Japan is the second country after US, third country to have resource of dollar, reserve of dollar. They both started buying gold. That's the reason the price of gold from 2019 to 2024 has doubled. 2024, the price of gold has doubled. Why? Because in international market, China and Japan are aggressively buying gold by selling their dollar. Why they are buying gold? They want to have the largest storage of gold with themselves as a security, because during World War I and II, what actually US did is that they brought gold. The gold reserve of US is more than 25 times than of Indian gold reserve. Much more, not 25 also, 100 times. I'm not actually sure how much amount, but high amount, very high amount than the gold reserve of India. And they had linked their currency with gold. And in Bretton Woods Agreement, what they told, the top 5 country to link their currency with the US currency, not with the gold. So world accepted it that point of time, because USA was the only country which was providing money to the Europe to build it back. No country had money. All countries were already bankrupt because of World War I and II. So US provided them money, and US told them to link their currency with dollar. In 1971, they de-linked dollar from gold during Richard Nixon time. And now what they are doing is that they have to simply print the dollar and buy stuff from the world. Prior to that, they could only print that much amount of dollar, the amount of gold they had. That is why China and Japan want to buy as much as possible gold, and later on they will link their currency with gold. And when their currency will be linked with gold, it will become very strong compared to dollar, and they may emerge as an alternative to dollar. This thing is known as de-dollarization. The world is moving towards when they want to deal in currency which is not dollar. They want to deal in currency which is their own. Okay, so this step of linking their currency with gold is a major step in promoting de-dollarization in future. Okay, that's the reason China is doing what? They are also buying gold in good amount from African countries, because major amount of gold is available where? In these African countries only, right? It might be in your house also, but here it is in African countries. ठीक है? तो ये एक बड़ा चैलेंज है इंडिया के लिए. So how India will engage with African countries? Because they are extremely important from economic security and strategic security point of view. So what India should do? So India should try to engage in area which is India's specialization and where they need help from India. So what is India's specialization? See, agricultural processing. The problem in African countries are that either their land is which is cultivable is very less, or they have huge amount of forest desert which is not going to be cultivable in future. So they need strategy where they can use small amount of their land to give good amount of output, and this is where India will come handy, because India's expertise lies there. Okay, so India will provide them with processing of agricultural commodity. India will also tell them how to set up small scale processing unit. Okay, even in Africa, to roast and process cashews is not possible. They don't have that kind of unit also. You know how cashews are processed? Cashew nut which we eat is actually a nut. Okay, it comes under a fruit, and this fruit outer covering is associated with cashew apple. How many of you have seen cashew apple? Cashew apple होता है, ठीक है, और उसके नीचे एक आउटर सीड होता है, उसके अंदर आपका कैशू नट होता है, and this contain acid inside it. So it has to be roasted well. And after roasting, it has to be broken, and broken in such a manner that the seed remains robust. It should not get broken away. If it gets broken, its international value or the price will come down in the market. Okay. That's the reason even for processing of cashews, they don't have such kind of processing unit. So India can help them provide to establish small processing unit for their agricultural products. And these products, after being processed, can be sold outside. Why processing is needed? 2/3 of whatever material they are exporting is raw material. When you sell something which is raw material, the price is cheap. For example, potatoes in Delhi are rupees 40 per kg. Right? That means for 100 gram, rupees 4. But you buy 50 grams of chips in rupees 20. And you believe that you are living a higher lifestyle. So processing of 50 grams of chips make them rupees 20. So this way the earning capacity of the African countries will also go up when they will have good processing units. Okay? समझ में आया? दूसरा क्या है? इन लोग के पास अभी तक सेकेंड ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन नहीं आया. And this has not been possible because they don't have good quality of hybrid seeds, crops, fertilizer, pesticide, which can be provided by India, as India is an expert in this small processing. India is an expert in green revolution and has brought its country out of starvation. Climate resilience. Okay. See, climate resilience is very much required, especially in agriculture. Okay, because there is great change happening in environment. All of a sudden in Delhi, the temperature for an entire week was 50 degrees centigrade, right? And this time in Delhi, it is so much of a rainfall that I am not missing Northeast. It is as if I am staying in Meghalaya. Every day, good amount of rainfall. It's so cold over here. Okay. Satellite system. Yes, India can also help them with the satellite system. India has done really well in space sector. Okay. This satellite system will help them in what? It will help them in providing and forecasting weather pattern, agricultural planning, disaster preparedness. Okay. India can definitely help them over there. And also bringing in agriculture, also bringing in what? Revolution in the field of digital connectivity. Okay, it is our expertise, digital connectivity. Okay, in Africa, majority of the time, what people find is that there are so many corrupt politicians. So in spite of their countries being rich, the people are poor. Africa is not poor. The people are poor in Africa. Why? Majority of you know why. Even the society, both places where you are from is tribal. Tribal society, people have a hedonistic lifestyle. So during election time, everyone will get good amount of cash. And this cash is given from where? Out of thin air. No. The politicians are distributing your money only. And you are bringing those politicians back to the power. Do you think the corruption cycle will go away? UPI expansion. Okay. India has successfully done it in few African countries. Which are they? These countries are Mauritius, Kenya, Namibia, Ghana, Mozambique. So we can offer this model to the rest of the country and do away with cashless transaction. This will bring down corruption, because when you do cashless transaction, the thing have digital record. मैं बोल नहीं ना सकता कि आप लोग ने पैसा नहीं दिया है, राइट? जिन्होंने दिया है वो तुरंत यूपीआई का फोटो खींच के भेज देगा, पब्लिक कर देगा कि सर पैसा लिए हमसे, राइट? ठीक है? So these kind of thing India can do. Second, see, what are the challenges faced by China in Africa? Especially it is facing a challenge in developing Africa as a hub for green energy. Okay. China needs to do it. So I am just explaining you the problem in developing Africa as a green energy is that there are certain chronic problem. What is this chronic problem to understand to bring change in green energy? You have to go through it. Okay, मैं लेटर ऑन बता दूंगा, नहीं तो अभी आपका क्लास भी है और आपके पास टाइम है तो मैं आपको बताता हूँ. देखो, व्हाट इज ग्रीन एनर्जी? हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव आइडिया अबाउट व्हाट इज ग्रीन एनर्जी?
Yes, sir.
व्हाट इज ग्रीन एनर्जी? किसी को आइडिया
Carbon,
नहीं है मुझे.
sir,
हाँ,
reducing carbon.
वो क्लीन एनर्जी है. वो क्लीन एनर्जी है. ठीक है, न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी इज क्लीन एनर्जी. ठीक है, देखो सिंपल सा बात है. सोलर एनर्जी है, ठीक है, इट इज रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी. ठीक है, अब सोलर एनर्जी से जब हम सोलर एनर्जी यूज किए हम व्हाट डूइंग व्हाट हाइड्रोलाइसिस. हाइड्रोलाइसिस, and from hydrolysis we are separating oxygen and hydrogen, and this hydrogen is green hydrogen because it has been produced from solar energy. This solar energy is renewable energy, so the final product is green hydrogen. This green hydrogen will be used for what? It will be used for generation of electricity, and this electricity will be stored in which? Lithium battery. अब समझ में आया व्हाट इज ग्रीन एनर्जी? ग्रीन एनर्जी ऑलरेडी आपका है आउटकम फ्रॉम रिन्यूएबल एंड क्लीन एनर्जी. रिन्यूएबल एंड क्लीन एनर्जी. ठीक है, आप बोलोगे सर हाइड्रोजन आप क्यों बोल रहे हो ग्रीन? अरे हाइड्रोजन में बाय प्रोडक्ट मिल रहा है ऑक्सीजन. ऑक्सीजन कौन देता है आपको? प्लांट. प्लांट का कलर क्या है? ग्रीन. तो जहां जहां आउटकम आपका है ना ऑक्सीजन हो रहा है, ठीक है, वहां वहां जो फ्यूल जनरेट हो रहा है वो आपका ग्रीन एनर्जी है. मैं 2022 का मेरा एक वीडियो है, प्रशासनिक गुरुकुल करके एक यूट्यूब साइट पे है. आई हैव टोल्ड द इन एग्जामिनेशन दे विल आस्क यू अबाउट ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन, ग्रीन एनर्जी, and they will also ask you about this. I'm forgetting. Green wash. And you believe it, in 2023 they asked 3 questions as I have mentioned in that video of 2022. ठीक है, UPSC asked green wash, UPSC asked green hydrogen, and they also asked green energy. ठीक है, तो ये डेवलप नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. क्यों नहीं डेवलप कर पा रहे हैं? क्योंकि वहां पे सफिशिएंट अमाउंट ऑफ जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है वो नहीं है. दूसरा क्या है, वहां पे गवर्नेंस का प्रॉब्लम है. इंटायर अफ्रीका इज डोमिनेटेड बाय पीपल दोज हु आर लाइक डॉन. इफ यू गो टू नाइजेरिया इट इज डोमिनेटेड बाय पीपल दोज हु आर अंडरवर्ल्ड. वही आदमी आपका लीडर भी है, करप्ट भी है. ठीक है, वही आपका आपका पॉलिटिकल पोजीशन पे भी है. ट्राइबल सोसाइटी का ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है. जो लीडर है वही करप्ट है, एंड दैट इज एक्सेप्टेबल टू द सोसाइटी ऑल्सो. खुद सोसाइटी क्या कर रहा है? स्कॉर्पियो खरीद रहा है इलेक्शन टाइम में और बाद में क्या बोल रहा है? हमारे यहाँ करप्शन है. आई एम नॉट ब्लेमिंग एनी सोसाइटी. इट इज ए प्रोसेस ऑफ मूवमेंट, स्टेजेस ऑफ evolution for a society. Every society has gone through the same process. You are no exception. Okay, बिहार में भी तो वही है ना. जो करप्शन का सिंबल है वही सोशल जस्टिस का भी सिंबल है. सोशल जस्टिस का जो आदमी सिंबल है बिहार में वही तो करप्शन का भी सिंबल है ना. ठीक है, तो आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग थिंग्स विच यू कैन बेटर अंडरस्टैंड. अब ये देखिए, प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदीज विजिट टू सिंगापुर इज सिग्निफिकेंट फॉर इंडिया सेमीकंडक्टर पुश. देखो सिंपल सा बात है. इंडिया, आई हैव टोल्ड यू, इन फ्यूचर वांट्स टू बिकम सुपर पावर, and for that superpower we have to become superpower in not just software but also hardware. Okay, without becoming powerful in hardware we are never going to become a superpower. Okay, so you have to understand why Singapore visit of Prime Minister Modi is important. देखो सिंगापुर है ना ग्लोबली 10% ऑफ द सेमीकंडक्टर प्रोड्यूस करता है, ठीक है. 20% of the global electronic appliances are produced by Singapore. Okay. South China Sea is dominated by China. China will never allow Taiwan to develop something in India or South Korea to develop something in India. So because of this changing equation, India wants to explore an ecosystem where they have larger exposure to the semiconductor production or the global value chain. आप लोगों के global value chain क्या होता है? देखो, for example, I am manufacturing a car. The tire is coming from Indonesia. The chassis is coming from Argentina, for example. The machine is coming from Germany, and Germany is manufacturing the machine. So Germany is not dependent upon the making of wheel. Germany is not manufacturing the wheels, but Germany is dependent on global supply chain for its car to be manufactured. Wheel कहाँ से लेगा? इंडोनेशिया से लेगा. चिचिस कहाँ से लेगा? इंडिया से लेगा. राइट. सेमीकंडक्टर कहाँ से लेगा? सिंगापुर से ले लेगा. राइट. ताइवान से ले लेगा. तो क्या हुआ था पैंडेमिक के बाद ऑटोमोबाइल प्रोडक्शन इन इंडिया got delayed. Why? India wanted semiconductor and semiconductors were not available. Okay, that's the reason people, those who have booked car, they were waiting for a longer period of time. Okay, and that also affected our automobile industry. Why? We are the largest exporter of two-wheelers to Africa and South America. If you go to Africa, majority of the time you will find what? Pulsar. The Chinese automobile industry, two-wheeler industry could not compete with the Indian industry over there. Indian automobile industry has moved with leaps and bounds. So for that also we understood that we need to expand our global supply chain of semiconductor. Not only that, we have to open our own semiconductor processing, right? For that, government of India will came for capital expenditure. कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर क्या होता है? मशीन्स, सब्सिडी फॉर semiconductor companies. Whatever capital machinery they were buying, in government of India was providing them a subsidy for it. Okay, and this year only we have 2.6 lakh crore sanctioned for semiconductor. So such semiconductor is important for us, and in that direction only we have started signing an MOU with Singapore, because Singapore is the global giant or the leader in semiconductor production. One example of semiconductor industry, I will tell you the benefit. Today, if you check, 2/3 of the world supercomputers are owned by US and China. US and China own 2/3 of world supercomputer, 2/3 of the total world supercomputer. 100 तक तो यूएस और चाइना ही है रैंकिंग में, उसके बाद कोई कंट्री आता है. ठीक है, तो कैसे चाइना कर लिया? चाइना इसलिए किया क्योंकि यूएस का जो भी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब हुआ चाइना में, वहां पे उन्होंने उस चीज को कॉपी कर लिया. दे कॉपीड इट, सो दे आल्सो कॉपीड द टेक्नोलॉजी. इन इंडिया वी कुड नॉट डू इट, सो वी नीड टू ब्रिंग द टेक्नोलॉजी. So we are asking Singapore to open their company center in India. Why? Singapore is lacking in land. India has vast land. Second, India has got cheap labor. So Singapore also will be more than willing to come. India's strength is digital technology. So we will partner with them. Health. Yes, India has done exceptionally well during pandemic. We were only country in the world which provided vaccine to the entire third world almost free of cost. Almost. We did no business. You know, the person who invented polio vaccine did not patented it. Other people would have patented it. The person who invented it has never patented it. And that's the reason majority of us can walk on two legs. This world is full of people, those who have done something for humanity. ठीक है. Now you have this question. Attempt this question. I have given the answer, but I will tell you why this question may come. Attempt this question. Where was Indian National Army in 1942 established? So answer is, आंसर क्या है इसका? इसका आंसर है सिंगापुर. ठीक है. Who established Indian National Army? It was established by Captain Mohan Singh. Okay. And its president was made Ras Bihari Bose. When Subhash Chandra Bose visited Japan in 1943, Ras Bihari Bose said that, see, look, I am very old. Okay, I am very old, so I could not take this responsibility. So he gave this responsibility to Subhash Chandra Bose. So when he took the responsibility, he changed the name of Indian National Army as Azad Hind Fauj. And they fought war where? Imphal, Kohima. With the British forces, they fought in the war with the British forces, but they were unable to defeat them. So this becomes important from your examination point of view. ठीक है.